someone who I described yesterday as a true force in contemporary cinema. So please welcome James Schamus. Or should I say comrade James Schamus?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when did you first meet Ang Lee?
We get a call from this guy who barely speaks English, apparently, saying, I just won a screenplay prize in Taiwan from Central Motion Picture, and they've given me $300,000 to make a feature film, but I have to make it in 35 millimeter, and people tell me that you guys are the guys who make movies for no money. And he came in, and he sat down, and he pitched us a film that became Pushing Hands, his first film, Tui Shu.
谢谢。
No， 谢谢。
这美国女人光吃青菜这么顶事儿，她怕胖，我怎么不怕？
And then on to Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, which for me was really the when it all came together for you. I mean,
The idea was really original. Certainly screwball comedies were a touch point for me, both going into working on Wedding Banquet and Eat, Drink. You know, the very, very particular kind of style, cinema style, that nobody at the time, it felt to us that nobody was paying that much attention to as a generative, as a real tradition to work out of.
it's a great ensemble, especially the relation among the three sisters. As I was watching the film again, it almost seemed to me that one could argue they're all one person, but different sides of a person.
Yeah, they're all me. That's just like, yeah. You know, it's hard because I think there's a tradition that's correct in terms of an understanding narrative and dramaturgy that says that we think of different characters, but actually we're watching a flow of interactions and relationships, and character is really secondary, especially in cinema, to what you see people do. I think that, you know, that fluidity is really important, even though essentially, you know, great acting is still acting that believes in the moment.
What advice do you give to people who are introverted thinkers and have a lot in their heads, but they are unable to communicate to others?
This is going to be your biggest challenge. I've worked with so many directors, and some directors look a little bit like me. They love to talk, blah, blah, blah. When I started directing, I did therefore the exact opposite. I really shut up, believe it or not. I tried to speak as little as possible. Every day I would remind myself that the lowest amount of volume of communication with the maximum information was the best way, especially with my actors, but really with the whole team. Also to empower the team, whether they're the cinematographer or the designer, to really aspire to their own imaginations and then be able to talk to me. So it's not the worst thing in the world that you're introverted and shy, but you have to turn that into a strategy.
One thing that I often have a difficult time with is really just knowing when to stop writing.
It's hard. Really, look, screenplays are purely instrumental documents. They're not in and of themselves works of art. I mean, my definition of a screenplay, technically, is 124 pages of begging for money. That's really what it is. You stop when you think you have created a document that can inspire other people to do work like raise money and make a movie. But you are not writing a sonnet.
Thank you so much for this
Thank
session.
you.
And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you guys.